Founding members of Explorers Search and Rescue was Max Eckenberg, Don Wilson, and myself.
KCESAR was founded in 1954. It was a unique organization in that no one else was doing this in the United States.
The need for an organized search where trained people could bring out information as to where they'd been, what they'd covered, was sorely needed.
Mountain Rescue was the only organization in the area for search and rescue at the time when KCESAR was founded. So KCESAR came on board to search the lowland areas that Mountain Rescue didn't have the manpower to do.
Basically, we were looking to provide search teams, trained, equipped search teams to take care of our own backyard. One of the biggest challenges that Explorer Search and Rescue had was to convince other agencies to use them.
Typical answer from the sheriff who had called us looking for help would say, Boy Scouts to come help look? I've got 2 lost now, all I need is another 30. But once given the opportunity to show them what we could do, they were very impressed, invited us back, and we are still a very valuable resource to law enforcement to this day.
As the search and rescue supervisor for the King County Sheriff's Office, it would be my duty to say thank you for all your work. But it goes way beyond that. I've been in search and rescue for less than 3 years, and what I've seen on the missions that I've gone to, it's much deeper than just a thank you for the department. It means so much more to me to be able to see on a personal level, to see the people that are out there time and time again, whether it be for a missing hiker, or whether it be for a plane crash victim, or whether it be for a missing child or an Alzheimer's patient, or even an evidence search, is these people are giving up a lot of their time, a lot of their own personal free time that they could be doing many other things, and to me that's just invaluable.
Matt left on a Wednesday to go up to Malacqua Lake, up above the Denny Creek trailhead, to spend 3 days up there. He had been camping and hiking before, and had spent a week at Beyond Malibu, and had done some other stuff in the snow, and so we were pretty confident that he could handle this.
So the original plan was that I was going to leave Wednesday, May 14th at 2:15 p.m. And start hiking up the trail, spend Wednesday and Thursday night up there, and then come back Friday evening and be home for dinner. But things don't always go as we plan them.
Matt left the Denny Creek trailhead just as he had planned on Wednesday, May 14th. As he hiked, the weather worsened, turning from a light rain to heavy snowfall in a short period of time. The snow made for slow travel, and after a long 4 hours, Matt finally reached Malacqua Lake. Wet and tired from his journey, Matt quickly pitched his tent and settled in for a cold and sleepless night.
As the morning dawned, I finally looked outside and realized that it had snowed about a foot or so that night, and it was still stormy and completely covered in clouds. And so I decided that I was going to cut my trip short. It didn't turn out to be the time of peaceful reflection that I had planned, and so I decided that I was just going to pack up my stuff and hike back down and head home.
Matt found the cold too much to bear and opted to leave his tent behind in favor of getting out sooner. However, unable to find the trail, now completely obscured by snow, Matt returned to his tent once again Thursday evening.
I sat in my tent through the second night. This makes 2 nights without sleep in the cold. And as it started to get light out again, I was just sitting there shivering in my tent, and I knew that if I was hiking around, at least I would be warmer and generate some body heat. And so I decided to try and find my way back again.
It was now Friday, and Matt was expected to be home for dinner. But just as on the day before, Matt was unable to find his way back in the snow.
After hiking around for 8 or 9 hours on Friday, I was hiking along a trail, and it started to get really dark. And by this point, I had gone so far away from my tent that I knew I wouldn't be able to make it back before night fell. I was afraid that if I sat down that I would fall asleep, and so I spent that third night standing and pacing back and forth on the trail. I had no idea at this point what was going on down below, if anyone even knew at this point that I was in trouble.